Number of coronavirus cases in India goes past 50, but no death in the country from COVID-19. Centre advises against non-essential travel abroad. Latest travel advisory also advises a 14-day self-imposed quarantine and work from home for passengers coming in from a dozen highly affected countries. Italy records highest number of deaths in a day due to COVID-19 as the national toll goes past 630 after the economy. Sports also hit by the situation as football games in Spain, Germany likely to be played in empty stadiums. Lok Sabha to discuss issues over Delhi violence in the House today. Discussion to be taken under Rule 193 immediately after question hour. Congress government in Madhya Pradesh in grave danger after Jyotiraditya Scindia resigns from the party. 22 Congress MLAs tender the resignation to the governor. One MLA each of the BSP and SP meet BJP leader Shivraj Singh Chauhan amid the situation. And 6 states vote in the Democratic primaries for US presidential elections to choose a candidate to run against Republican President Donald Trump in November. Good morning. Headlines at 10:30. I am Anil Thomas. Now for the stories in detail. A total of 50 confirmed cases of coronavirus have been reported in the country till now. After the 44 positive cases declared on Monday, 4 positive cases were reported from Bengaluru and 2 positive cases were reported from Pune in Maharashtra on Tuesday. Affected persons have travel history from Dubai. Of these 50 cases, 34 cases are Indian nationals and 16 are Italians. In addition, the 2 deaths reported from Murshidabad and Ladakh on Tuesday in the media were both found to be negative for coronavirus. Over 1,400 contacts have been put under surveillance for these positive cases till date. Also, 404 Indian contacts of the UN citizen tested positive for COVID-19 in Bhutan have been identified and put under surveillance in Assam. Additionally, the first batch of 58 evacuees from Iran arrived on Tuesday with 25 men, 31 women and 2 children on board. All the evacuees are monitored and clinically stable presently. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan on Tuesday called up health ministers of Delhi, Haryana, Kerala, Telangana, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Punjab, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh, as well as Lieutenant Governors of Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir to ascertain the health status of the COVID-19 affected patients kept in isolation centers in hospitals. While monitoring the situation from his office in the Health Ministry, Dr. Harshvardhan also spoke to a few patients through video calls to inquire about their health and their satisfaction with the treatment being given at the isolation wards.
हेल्थ मिनिस्टर्स को कहा कि अपने अपने स्टेट्स में जब तक दुनिया में बीमारी है तब तक पूरी पैनी निगाह रखें। हम कोई भी बात को चांस पर नहीं छोड़ना है, ज़रा भी ढील नहीं देनी है। जितने भी संभावित कॉन्टैक्ट्स हैं उनकी पूरी तरह से ट्रेसिंग करनी है। लोगों को जितनी जानकारी ज़रूरी है वो सब प्रकार के जो साधन हैं उनका इस्तेमाल करके हमने बराबर पहुंचानी है ताकि लोग अपने आप को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए पूरी तरह से एजुकेट हो जाएं, सक्षम हो जाएं। और साथ में इस बात को भी स्ट्रेस दे के कहा है कि जो बड़ी या छोटी गैदरिंग्स हैं, पब्लिक गैदरिंग्स हैं जहां की अगर अवॉइड हो सकता है तो वो गैदरिंग्स भी अवॉइड होनी चाहिए।
The patients expressed their satisfaction with the treatment being given to them as well as their anticipation about the fast recovery. They also appreciated the role of the government for the timely assistance offered to them and about regular review of their status thrice a day.
I'd like to thank you for all what we do for us. Thanks so much. You are very clever. Thank you.
No, it's perfect. That was part of our duty, and we are trying to take care of you because it's our duty.
Dr. Harshvardhan also inquired about the problems being faced, if any, by the states and union territories in the availability of the required supplies of personal protective equipment that includes masks and capacity building of the health workers. The health ministers and LGs, while giving details of the treatment status, stated that the patients are recovering well and are stable. Union Minister lauded the efforts being made by the states and stated that the consistent and coordinated efforts of central government and the states and union territories have saved valuable lives of not only Indians but also foreign nationals visiting India have been taken care of. Dr. Harshvardhan told the health ministers and LGs to continue keeping an eagle's eye on the status of patients as well as the emerging situation. He also urged them to spread awareness about COVID-19 amidst the general public and persuade them to avoid crowded gatherings as well as to follow basic principles of personal hygiene and prevention widely propagated by the government in its various advisories through all means of communication. Meanwhile, Cabinet Secretary also held a high-level meeting with secretaries of the concerned ministries and departments to review the status, action and preparedness along with the management of COVID-19 cases across the country. An advisory is issued for all incoming international passengers returning to India to self-monitor their health and follow the recommended do's and don'ts. Over 100 countries across the world now have reported cases of COVID-19, and travelers to these countries or any person having traveled abroad might possibly have come in contact with people affected with COVID-19 during their stay there or even while in transit at airports. The advisory also calls for passengers with travel history to China, Hong Kong, Republic of Korea, Japan, Italy, Thailand, Singapore, Iran, Malaysia, France, Spain and Germany to undergo a self-imposed quarantine for a period of 14 days from the day of their arrival. Employees of such passengers are urged to help the people work from home for such employees during this period. Kerala Health Minister K.K. Shailaja has said that the people who are supporting or hiding anything that leads to the spreading of the disease is a crime. She added that those who do not reveal their travel history will be considered a crime.
According to the Public Health Act, people who were supporting or hiding anything that causes to the spreading of the disease, infectious disease especially, is a crime. And those who are not revealing their identity, that they are coming back from the affected area, affected countries, that will become a crime. If they become positive, the contact will be more. And they are giving this virus to more and more people. That's a crime. That's why we are asking them to reveal their identity and contact with the health department. If they do so, we can save them and also the society. The Chief Minister announced that if they are hiding it, it will become a crime and we will take proper action.
Divisional Commissioner of Kashmir has ordered the closure of all Anganwadi centers across Kashmir till further orders. This is part of the government's efforts to keep the children safe from the threat of coronavirus. Earlier on Monday, around 400 people are under surveillance in Satavari and Sarwal areas of Jammu. Anganwadi centers in these areas have been closed till March 31st. Around 400 people have been put under surveillance in Jammu after a 63-year-old woman tested positive for COVID-19 on Monday. Moving to now the world, where COVID-19 has affected Italy, the worst corona-affected nation in Europe, has 164 corona deaths in the last 24 hours, taking the country to the highest single toll in a day. The whole of Italy has been under lockdown from Tuesday, allowing essential movement of people, including emergency purposes, such as the government stepped down to contain the coronavirus menace that has killed 631 people and affected more than 10,000 in the country. The measures will turn stretches of Italy's wealthy northern part, including the economic and cultural capital of Milan and landmark tourist destinations such as Venice and Lombardy, into quarantine enclaves. British Junior Health Minister Nadine Dorries has tested positive for coronavirus and is in self-isolation. She has become the first MP to test positive for the virus. Dorries said she took all the advised precautions as soon as she was told of her diagnosis. Earlier on Tuesday, the death toll in the United Kingdom from the coronavirus outbreak rose to 6. British health officials said this in a statement. The health minister also said that the number of people who have tested positive for the virus has risen to 373 from 390. Washington governor stressed for mandatory measures to prevent an increase in the coronavirus cases that could reach 64,000 in the state within 8 weeks unless real action was taken on ground zero. Governor Jay Inslee quoted epidemiologists' reports that there were likely currently around roughly 500 to 2,000 coronavirus cases in Washington, and given the rate of spread of the highly contagious respiratory illness, the numbers could double every 5 to 8 days. Washington state has so far reported 162 confirmed cases of the new coronavirus with 22 deaths, but experts believe the number of actual cases is much higher. In the wake of COVID-19 spread, U.S. Democratic presidential candidates cancelled their public rallies as the country's corona confirmed cases rose to 700. Former Vice President Joe Biden and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders had postponed their election rallies in Cleveland to check coronavirus spread in the country. The decision was taken as the medical advisory advised to avoid mass gatherings out of public health concern and safety. The first confirmed case of the novel coronavirus from Turkey has been reported. Turkish Health Minister Fahrettin Kokas said on Tuesday that one male patient was diagnosed with the new coronavirus after tests. The patient has been put in isolation. Family members of the patient are also under observation. Amid spread of the coronavirus fear, LaLiga has postponed its football matches and they will be playing these games without fans, or at least the next 2 rounds of fixtures until April 15th. Barcelona has said its Champions League clash with Napoli next week will be played behind closed doors, while Valencia's game with Atlanta, which took place last night, also took place without any supporters. The decision was taken in conjunction with the Spanish government's Sports Council, that's the CSD's decision that professional and non-professional sports events and competition should take place behind closed doors. The decision has come much to the tourists' and fans' disappointment, but they understood the measures taken for public health. Meanwhile, the European Commission unveiled a series of measures aimed at elevating the effects of the coronavirus outbreak on business and in particular on the aviation industry. Speaking after chairing an emergency video conference meeting of the 27 national European Union leaders on the health emergency, European Council President Charles Michel told a news conference that EU leaders would stand ready to make use of all instruments that are necessary. The European Commission said the bloc would launch an investment fund worth 25 billion euros to cushion the economic hit. The funds would be channeled to healthcare systems, smaller companies and the labour market. In Lok Sabha, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, the senior Congress leader, and BJP senior leader Meenakshi Lekhi will raise a discussion on the recent law and order situation in some parts of Delhi. The discussion will be under Rule 193. Discussion under Rule 193 does not involve a formal motion before the House. Hence, no voting can take place after discussion on matters under this rule. The member who gives notice may make a short statement, and such of the members as have previously intimated the Speaker may be permitted to take part in the discussion. The member who raises the discussion has no right of reply. At the end of the discussion, the minister concerned gives a brief reply. Also, Union's Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri will move the Aircraft Amendment Bill 2020 for consideration and passing, while in Rajya Sabha, Union Tribal Affairs Minister Arjun Munda will move the Constitution's Scheduled Tribes Order Amendment Bill 2019 for consideration. Further, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will move the Direct Tax Vivad Se Vishwas Bill 2020 for consideration and return. Besides, Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank will move the Central Sanskrit Universities Bill 2019 for consideration and passing. The bill will establish and incorporate universities for teaching and research in Sanskrit to develop all-inclusive Sanskrit promotional activities. Discussions on the working of Ministry of Railways and on the working of the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise will also be taken up. The National Commission for Indian Systems of Medicine Bill 2019 and the National Commission for Homeopathy Bill 2019 will also be moved for consideration and passing. Well, moving to central India and Madhya Pradesh, political crisis deepened in Madhya Pradesh on a day when country was celebrating Holi. In a massive setback for Congress, top party leader Jyotiraditya Scindia met Home Minister Amit Shah and called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his 7 Lok Kalyan Mark residence. Following his meeting, Scindia announced his exit from the Congress. Thereafter, a spate of resignations followed from his supporting legislators and party officials. 22 party MLAs tendered their resignation to the governor, while one MLA each of the BSP and SP met BJP leader Shivraj Singh Chauhan amidst the situation. The resignations of these MLAs pushed the 15-month-old Kamal Nath government to the brink of collapse. Both BJP and Congress have called a meeting of their MLAs today evening. The BJP's Central Election Committee on Tuesday met in New Delhi to discuss the names of candidates for the biennial Rajya Sabha elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President JP Nadda and union ministers including Amit Shah are among those attended the meeting. The election of the 55 seats of Rajya Sabha from 17 states will be held on the 26th of this month. Counting will be held on the same day and hour after the conclusion of polls. Maximum 7 seats are falling vacant in Maharashtra, followed by 6 seats in Tamil Nadu, 5 seats each in Bihar and West Bengal, and 4 seats each in Odisha, Gujarat and Andhra Pradesh. 3 seats each from Assam, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, and 2 seats each from Telangana, Haryana, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand will also go to the polls. 1 seat each from Himachal Pradesh, Manipur and Meghalaya will also go to the polls on the 26th of this month. Air India and Air India Express have come out with a new offer considering the coronavirus outbreak. As per the offer, passengers can reschedule their tickets free of cost for new bookings made during a certain period of time in the wake of coronavirus outbreak. The national carrier said one free change of travel date would be permitted for new bookings made till March 31st. Tickets must be reissued on or before May 31st. In case of rerouting, applicable difference of fares would be charged. Air India Express, the budget arm of the national carrier, said free date change would be available to fresh bookings made between March 12th and 31st. It flies to 13 international destinations, mostly in the Gulf region. Cancellation charges would, however, be levied on both the airlines in case a customer cancels a ticket. Well, after restoring the ATM cash withdrawal services and access to net banking portal, crisis-ridden Yes Bank on Tuesday announced that it had partially restored its IMPS and NEFT services. The private sector lender took to Twitter to make the announcement. This will enable Yes Bank customers to clear their credit card dues and loans from other bank accounts. Citing its financial health due to bad loans, the Reserve Bank of India has placed Yes Bank under moratorium and capped the withdrawal limit at 50,000 rupees till April 3rd. The Apex Bank also appointed Prashant Kumar as the Yes Bank's administrator. Yes Bank founder Rana Kapoor will be produced in a special court in Mumbai today as his Enforcement Directorate custody ends today. Meanwhile, before Rana Kapoor could shift his base from India to any foreign country, the Enforcement Directorate took him in its custody and his plans to sell his 3 Delhi-based properties amounting to over 1,000 crores failed. The 3 properties are 40 Amrita Shergill Marg, 18 Kautalya Marg, Chanakyapuri and in the diplomatic enclave on Sardar Patel Marg are not directly linked to Rana Kapoor, but officials said that he had tasked some top property dealer in the national capital for hunting some buyers to sell these assets to. It is learned that all the properties are linked to Rana Kapoor's wife, Bindu Kapoor, who is also under the scanner as ED probes suspicious transactions of around 4,300 crore rupees. Meanwhile, BJP has attacked Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, alleging that she sold a painting to Rana Kapoor at an exorbitant price of 2 crore rupees. Addressing media persons, party spokesperson Sambit Patra said whenever there is corruption, there has to be the Congress party. He claimed the painting which Priyanka Gandhi sold to Rana Kapoor was gifted by M.F. Hussain in 1985 to the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi on the centenary year of the Congress. The party also demanded an investigation of the entire episode.
एक पेंटिंग को किस प्रकार गांधी परिवार ने और खास करके प्रियंका वाड्रा ने एक एग्जॉर्बिटेंट अमाउंट में येस बैंक के फाउंडर चेयरमैन राणा कपूर को बेचा था. Wherever there is corruption, wherever there is scam, there has to be a mention of the Congress party. Without the mention of Congress party, कभी भी स्कैम और करप्शन की कहानी पूरी नहीं हो सकती है. जहां तक इस पेंटिंग का सवाल है, यह पेंटिंग 1985 में एमएफ हुसैन साहब ने तत्कालीन प्रधानमंत्री राजीव गांधी जी को कांग्रेस के सेंटिनरी वर्ष में गिफ्ट किया था. यह निजी प्रॉपर्टी कैसे बन गया? आप सबको पता होगा कि जब प्रधानमंत्री को, राष्ट्रपति को, किसी मंत्री को कोई बड़ा गिफ्ट मिलता है जिसका एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट होता है, तो वो तोशाखाना में जाता है. ये तोशाखाना में डिपॉजिट क्यों नहीं हुआ? ये इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस की प्रॉपर्टी थी, इसे कांग्रेस को गिफ्ट किया गया था सेंटिनरी ईयर में. ये प्रियंका गांधी ने किस प्रकार अपनी प्रॉपर्टी बचा के इसे बेचा है, यह भारतीय जनता और भारतीय जनता पार्टी जानना चाहेगी.
The Reserve Bank of India will finalize a restructuring plan for Yes Bank after considering feedback on the draft scheme placed in the public domain on Friday. The State Bank of India will take up to 49% stake in Yes Bank as an investor as per the draft scheme announced by the Reserve Bank of India. Monday was the last day for submitting suggestions or comments on the scheme. The restructuring scheme will be taken to the cabinet as an administrator has been appointed for Yes Bank in consultation with the government, and it also entails a substantial cash infusion by the public sector lender SBI. State Bank of India said a board of directors will be constituted for Yes Bank comprising chief executive, managing director, non-executive chairman and non-executive directors. Moving to US elections, former US Vice President and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden is likely to deliver the decisive wins in Missouri, Mississippi and Michigan on Tuesday, with results in 3 other states still to come, and will deal an early blow to Bernie Sanders on a night when 6 states were up for grabs. More than 350 delegates are at stake on Tuesday, the 4th largest day of the primary calendar for the Democratic candidates. Michigan, with 125 delegates, is the biggest primary contest of the night, and it's a state that Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders won in 2016. After Biden's strong win in South Carolina on 29th of Feb, he won 10 of the 14 states on Super Tuesday, although Sanders won big in California, the state with the largest number of delegates. The United States has warned the Taliban on Tuesday that the current high level of violence by the insurgents was non-conducive to advancing the peace process. Earlier on Tuesday, former U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton warned that a U.S.-led push to end the 18-year-old war in Afghanistan needed to include the country's government and women if it is to succeed. The U.S. signed an agreement with the Taliban last month. It calls for a phased withdrawal of US-led foreign forces if the Taliban keeps its commitments. The UN resolution had welcomed the significant steps towards ending the war and opening the doors to intra-Afghan negotiations enabled by separate US agreements with the Taliban and the Afghan government. The Council also expressed a readiness upon the commencement of the intra-Afghan negotiations to consider the start of the review of the status of Taliban sanctions. Compounding the challenges faced by Afghanistan, an escalating political feud is also threatening political chaos. Russian President Vladimir Putin proposed the parliament a constitutional amendment that would allow him to run for president again could be adopted if Russia's constitutional court did not object. Putin is required by the constitution to step down in 2024 when his second sequential presidential term ends. But a united Russia lawmaker proposed an amendment in the constitution in a way that would reset Putin's presidential term count back to 0. Venezuelan security forces used tear gas on Tuesday to stop protesters led by US-backed opposition leader Juan Guaido from marching on the national legislature, which pro-government lawmakers seized control of it in January. The march, attended by several thousand opposition demonstrators, advanced only a few blocks towards the Congress in downtown Caracas. Later, planks of riot police barricaded the road and began firing tear gas to disperse the crowd. Well, moving to sports, Commonwealth Games gold medalist Vikas Krishna in the 69 kg category showed a lot of determination in advancing to the Oceanic Olympic qualifiers in Amman in Jordan. Indian boxers have so far dominated the Asian qualifiers by bagging 8 quotas for the Summer Games. India currently shares the top position with Kazakhstan out of 10 nations, with chances of topping their 2012 haul of 8 quotas. Krishna's steely resolve was the biggest talking point for the Indian contingent on the semi-final day that had mixed results. Krishna will face E. Hussain of Jordan in the final later today. Shivpal Singh became the second javelin thrower of the country to qualify for Tokyo 2020 Olympics. The 24-year-old lad from Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, threw a distance of 85.47 in an ANCW meet in South Africa. Minutes after his throw, the Athletic Federation of India, that's AFI, confirmed via Twitter that Shivpal had qualified for the Summer Games in Tokyo. Undeterred by the coronavirus outbreak, Indian shuttlers will continue to chase glory at the All England Badminton Championship beginning in Birmingham today, with reigning world champion PV Sindhu spearheading the campaign. The season's first Super 1000 event witnessed a dramatic build-up in the wake of the COVID-19 outbreak. A number of tournaments, including the German Open, were postponed since the deadly disease first broke out in Wuhan in China, affecting the preparation of the shuttlers for the Tokyo Olympics. Concerned about their health, 7 Indian shuttlers, including former top 10 player HS Pranoy and world number 10 men's doubles pair of Chirag Shetty and Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy, have withdrawn from the All England Badminton Championship. The cut down to qualify for the Olympics is 28th of April. Brazilian football great Ronaldinho will remain in pre-trial detention in Paraguay after a judge on Tuesday rejected his lawyer's request that he be released on bail or to house arrest. The 39-year-old World Cup winner and his brother Roberto were arrested on Friday, accused of being in possession of fake Paraguayan passports. Judge cited the seriousness of the case and the discovery of a new evidence, as well as the involvement of public officials and business people who helped Ronaldo's arrival in Paraguay. So, Brazilian star Ronaldinho in a spot of bother. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition of news. Thanks for watching.